Chapter 46. And Israel took his journey with all that he had, came to Beersheba, offered sacrifices unto the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke unto Israel in the visions of the night, said, Yaakov, Yaakov. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am God, the God of your father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of you a great nation. And I will go down with you into Egypt, and I will also surely bring you up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon your eyes. And Yaakov rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Yaakov their father, and their little ones, and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods, which they had gotten to the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Yaakov and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Egypt. And these are the names of the children of Israel, who came into Egypt: Yaakov and his sons, Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn. And the sons of Reuben, Hanok, and Palu, and Hezron, and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon, Yemuel, and Yamin, and Ohad, and Yakin, and Zochar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanitish woman. And the sons of Levi, Gershom, and Kohath, and Merari. And the sons of Judah, and Onan, and Shelah, and Peretz, and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Peretz were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar, Tola, and Puvah, and Job, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered, and Elon, and Yahlil. And the sons of Leah, whom she bore unto Jacob in Padan Aram, with his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad, Ziphion, and Hagi, Shuni, and Esbon, Eri, Arodi, and Areli. The sons of Asher, Imnah, and Ishva, and Ishvi, and Beriach, Serach, their sister. And the sons of Beriach, Heber, and Malchiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah, his daughter, and these she bore unto Yaakov, even 16 souls. And the sons of Rachel, Yaakov's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asenath and the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bore unto him. And the sons of Benjamin, Balaam, Becher, and Ashbel, Gerah, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Mupim, and Chupim, and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel, who were born to Jacob. All the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan, Hushim. And the sons of Naphtali, Yasil, and Guni, and Yetzer, and Shilem. These are the sons of Bilcah, whom Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter. And these she bore unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. And all the souls belonging to Jacob that came into Egypt, that came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob that come into Egypt were 70. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph, to show the way before him unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen. And he presented himself unto him, and fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen your face, that you art yet alive. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say unto him, My brethren and my father's house, who were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds, and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, What is your occupation? That you shall say, Your servants have been keepers of cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and our fathers, and you may dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. We are continuing once again with the story of Joseph in Egypt. With now Yaakov is going to go down to join him. In the last chapter, Yosef, the one who would add to, could no longer contain himself. He had sent all the Egyptians out from before him and made himself known to his brothers. Those of the similar understanding that come from Yaakov, his same father. And he has sent them back with everything it takes, wagons and grain and everything it takes to bring the whole family down to Egypt. Well, we're going to pick it up right there in verse 1. And Israel took his journey with all that he had, and he came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto the God of his father Ishmael. So Israel is the one who contends with the mighty one. His name was changed, and as well does contend with men as well. He's on his journey. Everything he's got. He comes to Beersheba. That's the well of the oath, that well of 7, as we remember Abraham made. And Ishmael reconfirms, as he had to redig that well. And he offers there the sacrifices, or things that would make atonement unto God, this of his father, the one. And this God here is the Elohim, or the powers of creation itself, or the powers, the might, strengths of it. This one was the same that ruled his father, or the one he come from, who was Ishmael. Ishmael means the one that laughs, too. And God spoke unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Yaakov, Yaakov. And he said, Here am I. So these powers, strength, speaks unto Israel in the visions of night, as we find out often these our thoughts play out in these night, and often these visions have no understanding, have no meaning. Darkness is always a time when there's no sight. And he says, Yaakov, Yaakov, and he says, Here am I. So the Lord caused Jacob, we'll find out twice, to awaken him because he is asleep. And Yaakov says, Here am I. 3, and he said, I am God, the God of your father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of you a great nation. So the Lord here is the El, the might, the powers and strengths of all things. You might say that it's a plural because having more than one ability, this of your fathers, that's their strength, and that's the power. We find out the belief, not like the other nations had about them, was to have, single in their thought. The Lord says to not fear, but to go down into Egypt. Egypt's that place of graves. Anytime you're in a place of graves, that's going to be where the dead are. We can look at this several ways, but the wages of sin is death, so that's what it costs you. Anytime you have violated the law or outside the law, we'll find out more likely this is where you should find yourself, at least in a perspective of understanding. We'll find there the Lord has promised to make of Yaakov a great nation. For I will go down with you into Egypt, and I will also surely bring you up again, and Joseph shall put his hand upon your eyes. I will go down with you into Egypt, once again, a place of crypts, and I will also surely bring you up again. We'll find the Lord went with him, and the Lord was with them the entire time. And as we find now, Yaakov begins on to take on the personification of not just an individual, but this personification of many, even in this chapter. But the Lord has promised to go down with him into Egypt, into that place of the crypt. And he says that Joseph, that's the one that's going to add to, will put his hand upon his eyes. And that's to put his works, or to cover up, you might say, to give strength unto his eyes, or even to his perceptions, his perspectives, what he sees, and as a support, even. 5. And Yaakov rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Yaakov their father, and their little ones, and their wives, and the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. So Yaakov gets up, it's a supplanter, he goes from there to Beersheba. Once again, that's that well of that oath. That's 7. 7 means to complete it. It's just to sum up the matter of the oath. And the sons, that's the masculines that would come forth from Israel, carried Yaakov, their father, and their little ones. The little ones are going to be those children, those that come forth from his sons, his wives, and their wives. The reflections, that's always the reflection of your understanding your wife is. They load them in the wagons, that which is going to carry them. The wagon we could use here is anything that will carry or bring you along, which Pharaoh had sent. Pharaoh is the great house. He had sent these wagons to carry them. 6. And they took their cattle and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Yaakov and all his seed with him. So they take their cattle. Cattle's which they watched over, we'll find out. They did watch over the lesser cattle and the greater cattle, and their goods, these things which they had gained there in the land of Canaan. That's the land of humility. A lot of times it's a place where the lessons learned. And they came into Egypt. Egypt, once again, the place of crypts, the place of graves. Yaakov and all his seed. So that everybody's going down to Egypt. We'll notice that's the place you'll have to descend to. 7, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters, his sons' daughters. All his seed brought he with him into Egypt. So his sons, that's the masculines that go forth, those that have the strength to accomplish things. We'll find out sometimes with not a lot of pleasure, sometimes with not a lot of softness to it. His sons, and that's those that would come forth from them, even the masculines, and with him. His daughters. The daughters represent the pleasant understandings that come forth from their father, and his sons' daughters, and those like pleasant understandings that would come forth from them as well. All his seed, that's those that come forth from him, came down with him into the land of Egypt. 8, and these are their names of the children of Israel who came into Egypt, Yaakov and his sons, Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn. And these are their names. These are the Shems. That's their presences, their names, that what they were called by. The children of Israel. And it's those that come forth from him, the one that contends with the mighty one, and with man as well. This one who came down into Egypt, that's the place of the graves, that's where the dead are. Yaakov and his sons, that's the supplanter with his sons, that's those masculines that come forth from him. Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, that's the one that's seen the sun. That would be Yaakov's firstborn. That's just simply the one that would come forth from him first. 9, and then the sons of Reuben, Hanah, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These would be those sons of Reuben. Tanakh is to narrow, and to put it in a better context, is to be like self-discipline yourself, narrow yourself in self-discipline. And Palu is to distinguish, to like set yourself aside, and making a difference by doing that. Hezron is enclosed. They're to enclose or hedge in. We'll find out. Carmi is those of the garden or gardener, we might say. And basically, it's the self-discipline is basically what it overall does to you. It's simply to train, like training oneself to distinguish. Set yourself aside. 10, like a gardener. 10, and the sons of Shimeon, Yamil, Yamin, Ohad, Yakin, Zohar, Shaul, the son of the Canaanitish woman. And these would be the masculines that come forth from Shimeon. Shimeon means herd, as in heard, as you heard something. Yamil. Yamil is the day of the mighty one. Day of the mighty one, like in a cycle, an understanding that comes from the mighty one. Yamin, we get that from Ben Amin. Amin is just simply the right hand. It is a great strength in the work. The day of the Lord is like a great strength of work. If we look at it from a broader perspective, Ohad is to unite, and Yakin, he. Yakin is a Yakin means he, like the right hand or the right side, or the leg or the eye of a person or another object. It's kind of looked at to be stronger, or tended kind of to be looked at as a little stronger. And Zohar simply means to, in a shining white, be kind of like a shimmering, to shimmer, so to speak, in whiteness, or to glisten, kind of. Shaul is desired, and it's something that was asked for. He is the son of a Canaanitish woman, or a masculine that comes forth from a Canaanitish. Canaan, that's to humble, to be humbled, of humility. A woman is that which comes from man. 11, and the sons of Levi were Gershom, Kohath, and Merari. And these would be the sons of Levi. Levi is the one that joins Gershom. Gershom is like a fugitive or a refugee. Kohath means to be allied, more like to oneself, as in being a loner. Merari are those of bitterness. 12. And the sons of Judah, Onan, Shelah, and Peretz, and Zerach. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan, and the sons of Peretz were Hezron and Hamul. And these be the sons of Judah. Judah means praisings. And Onan, and Shelah, and Peretz and Zerach. We'll find out they were the sons of Judah. Is to be watchful, kind of paying attention. Onan is strong, having strength. Shelah is like a small request or a favor. And Peretz is a breach. Zerach, a rising light. But we'll remember, and Onan, his brother, they were died. That was one was paying attention, and the one that was strong. And that only left that small request of Shalach. And we'll find Judah would, his other two sons, which was born from the wife of would be Peretz and Zerach, and that was that breach. This were a rising light, or that light coming forth, you might say. And from Peretz, the breach was Hezron and Hamul, and that was that enclosure. It was hedged in. out of pity or having compassion. 13, and the sons of Issachar, Tola and Puvah and Job and Shimron. And these would be the sons of Issachar. Issachar's like that one who's bringing a reward. Masculine coming forth, he's bringing a reward. Tola is a worm. It means to be pinkish. Pinkish, not red or not white. And Puvah is to blast away, or like blowing it away with a mighty blast. Job is the howler, the one who cries out, kind of like a dog howling. We'll see. Shimron, and a gardener, in order to preserve, you might say. A gardener. 14, and the sons of Zebulun. Zebulun was the habitator, or the one that habitates, would be Sered, and Elon, and Yalil. Yeah, Sered means trembling. Elon is an oak, or as an oak. Yalil, waiting for the mighty one. 15. Now these are the sons of Leah, whom she bore unto Jacob and Padan Aram, with his daughter Dinah, all the souls of his sons, and his daughters were 33. And these are the sons of Leah. Leah is the weary. These are the ones that come forth from her, these masculines, whom she would bear unto Jacob. He's the supplanter in Padan Aram. That's that elevated place of those exalted ones. With his daughter, that's a pleasant feminine understanding, Dinah, which is justice. And all the souls of those that was living that shared breath of his sons and his daughters were 30 and 3. 30. It's 3 tens. We complete the law with a little strength. And 3 for a complete, we might as well say, to witness, as a complete witness. It's dedicated even as a complete witness. 16, and the sons of Gad. And the sons of Gad are Ziphion, Hagi, Shuni, Etzbon, Eri, Arodi, and Areli. And Ziphion is the watchtower. Hagi are those of the festive, those that are like having a celebration. Shuni, those are those that are quiet, kind of restful. Etzbon is like an enlargement, in the sense of a place of gathering. Eri, once again, are those that are awakened, that are being watchful. Arodi, the rambler, those that wander around, ramble around. Areli are those that are brave. They are heroic. 17, and the sons of Asher, Imnah, and Ishvi, and Beriach, and Serach, their sister, and the sons of Beriach, Chaver, and Malachiel. These are those masculines that would come forth from Asher. Remember, Asher is the one who progresses, the one who is correct even. Imnah is those that prosper. Prosperity even like by the right hand, by a good work. Ishva, the one that he makes level, makes equal. Ishvi, is that which is level, are those that equality. Beriach, the bad, is what, or evil, on those of it. Sarah is spread out, like a covering of some sort. It would be their sister. That would be the pleasantness of their understanding. And the sons of Beriach, that's the evil or the bad, would be Heber and Malchiel. Heber is the society. It's like a community, or almost like even kind of like something spread out broadly, even like a spell being cast, so to speak, if there was such a thing. And Malkiel would be the king of the mighty one. 18. Now these are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bore unto Yaakov, even 16 souls. And these would be the sons of Zilpah. Zilpah was that which is trickling. It's trickling in. The one whom Laban, that's the white, or that one who was made white, would give to Leah the weariness of his daughter. That's his understanding. And these which she bare unto Yaakov the supplanter, even these 16 souls. 16 is the work of man in the law, even for those that would share the breath of life. 19, and the sons of Rachel, Yaakov's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. These are the masculines that would come forth from Rachel. She was that lost Jew. She would also be Yaakov's wife. That's the supplanter, the reflection of his understanding. Joseph and Benjamin. And Joseph's the one that's going to add to. Benjamin's the son of the right hand, or the son like of a great work, having strength and even power. 20. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bore unto him. And unto Joseph, the one that would add to, in the land, while he was living in Egypt, that's the place of graves, the place of death, were born Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh is the one who causes to forget. Others forget. Ephraim is the fruitful. Those have more than one fruit. And these are those whom Asenath. Asenath is that one that belongs to the, not a goddess of Neith. We're not going to get into that. I believe a little bit of understanding about the pantheons of multitudes of gods, masculine and feminine entities that we have spoke about that existed in the land of Egypt. And that's kind of the where it all kind of got a little start there, you might say, and kind of giving birth to some of it. We'll see these the children of Israel have to bear it. It's almost like a burden unto them. But she would be the daughter, and pleasant understanding went forth from Potiphera, and that's the one whom Ra gave. And there was a period of time whom Ra was another one of the pantheons of God. The sun itself, in actuality, those that worship the sun, as in that which shines forth. And he was a priest, or one who stood before another, not a god, On, which stood for strength and vigor. 21, and the sons of Benjamin, Bela, Becher, and Ashvel, Gerah, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Mophem, and Chupim, and Ard. And now these are going to be the sons of Benjamin. Benjamin's the son of my right hand, the one of strength. So, a gulp, Bala means a gulp, or this one who's going to swallow, as in maybe not being satisfied with an agreement. Becher, a young camel. That's one that's got a little learning to do before he goes toting the merchandise. Ashvel, flowing down. Gorah, a small weight, or it's just something light, a light load, you might say. Naaman, with pleasantness, having this pleasantness, or the pleasantries on it. Achi, the resembling, it resembles, or as in a brother resembles. Rosh, means head or captain. Mupim is waving. Moving is waving, as in back and forth. Or chupim, to cover, as in for a protection. Uttered, the wanderer, or this one who's a fugitive. And these are the sons of Rachel, whom were born to Yaakov. All these souls were 14. And these were the ones, masculines, that went forth from Rachel, that lost you, who were born to Yaakov, the supplanter. And all these souls, those that shared the breath, were 14. And 14 is going to be 4 and 10, or 10 and 4. That's the law. 4 is the work of the Lord, and a way he would separate. 23. The sons of Dan are Hushim. And the son of Dan is Cushim. Dan is the judged, or as in a judgment, you might say. Cushim, those that hurry, too hasty maybe in their judgment. 24. And the sons of Naphtali, Yasil, Guni, Yetzer, and Shalem. These would be the sons of Naphtali, those that come forth from him. Naphtali means to wrestle or to twist. Yasil is divided of the mighty ones. And Guni, protected. Yes, sir, formed like in a work. And Shalem, as in a safe haven. 25. These are the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter, and these are she bore unto Yaakov. All the souls were 7. And these were the sons, those that went forth from Bilhah. Bilhah is that one that was troubled, several troubles, we might say, whom Laban, that's the one who was white, or one is made white, gave unto Rachel, the lost Jew, his daughter, that understanding of his, and these she would bear unto Yaakov, the supplanter. And all the souls, that's those that share the breath, once again, were 7. And that would be to complete it, as I've said in the end many times, that's about the sum of it. 27. And all the souls belonging to Yaakov that came into Egypt, that came out of his loins, besides Yaakov's sons, wives, all the souls were 66. And these would be all the souls, those that breathe, share the breath, belonging to Yaakov, that supplanter that came into Egypt. They went down into Egypt, that place of crypts, that came out of his loins. Come forth from the loin is something which descends from above, and they, besides those sons, wives, the reflections of their understandings, also the souls were 66. 60, it's 3 is 20, and it wouldn't be written like that. It would be written as 6 tens. 6 would be work of man, and 10 is in the law. We're going to find him there. We'll find him working. Then 6 is the work of man. 27. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Yaakov that came into Egypt were 10. And the sons of Joseph, those who went forth from Joseph, who this one is going to add to, and we'll find out that's what he adds to, were born to him in Egypt. That's a place of graves. Were 2 souls, and you will witness these 2 souls. That's those that share the breath. All the souls of the house of Yaakov that came into Egypt were 10, were 6 tens, and we'll find out as once again is man working the law, and it's 7 tens total, because it's going to finish it, complete it. It's about the sum of the matter. 28. He sent Judah before him unto Joseph, to show the way before him unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen. And he sent Judah, that's the one of praisings before him. He goes ahead, you might say, to scout out the way unto Joseph. That's the one it's going to add to show the way to Goshen. That's the place where they draw nearer. And then they came into the land of Goshen. Well, see, 29. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen. And he presented himself unto him, and fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. So Joseph prepares his chariot. Chariot is a machine built for war. And he goes up to meet Israel, his father. That's the one that contends with the mighty one, and man as well, we'll see. To Goshen. That's that place to draw near. That's where Joseph had done decided they should be. And he presents himself to him there. There's a reunion we'll find as he weeps on his neck for quite some period. And the neck is a place of support. 30. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen your face, that you are yet alive. So Israel now has finally seen his son, whom he thought he was dead. To see someone you thought had been dead for many years would be as if they had been brought back to life. And especially if you have seen their face, a lot of times that's those things that are made plain to know, but that they are still alive. 31. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say unto him, My brethren, my father's house, who are in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And Joseph, that's the one it's going to add to, says unto his brethren, those of similar understanding, and to his father's house, that's where he was born from, I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say unto him, My brethren, my father's house, who were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And he's going to go to Pharaoh. The great house might represent the highest authority in the land, so to speak. And he's going to tell him that his brothers, those of his similars where he was born from, those that were in the land of Canaan, that's a land of humility, are now come. 32. And the men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of the cattle. They have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And the men are shepherds. Shepherd is somebody who tends a flock in a sense that they give them pasture to graze, watches over for the predators, the water, gives them their water, brings them to fresh water. For that's what they did. They were keepers of cattle. And to be a keeper of a cattle means more than just being a shepherd over the grazings and this, but there's certain other things that are involved, the controlling the breeding, and such as this, keeping out separating the bulls and stuff like this. They have brought their flocks. Flocks are simply that which they watched over. Those flocks are that which is led easily. Herds are the several flocks, and all that they have. 33. And it shall come to pass when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, What is your occupation? And when it comes to pass, you get before Pharaoh, that's the great house, and he asks what your occupation is. We'll find out. The instruction is to say, 34, that you shall say, Your servants have been keepers of cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. And it's so you should say, when you are asked what your occupation, that's what you do. Your servants have been keepers of cattle from our youth even until now. To be a keeper of the herds, you might say, from our youth until now. That's what they'd always done. They were the keepers of the sheep, goats, oxen, cattle of such nature, and our fathers had done the same. That's those they've been born from. And it was so that they could dwell in the land of Goshen. It was a pleasant land, having fertile plains where they could graze their animals. That means to draw near. Every shepherd, we'll see, was an abomination, detestable unto the Egyptians. That's those in the place of graves. We'll find out that's where the dead are. We're going to move forward. Genesis chapter 47. Return.